The European Court of Human Rights. The UK, under Winston Churchill, helped create this body whose sole purpose is to uphold the Human Rights Convention, developed after World War II to ensure fascism never again rises in Europe. Anyone can complain to the court about a human rights issue, and any ruling they make against a signatory state must be complied with. This is why that plane to Rwanda never took off. If there weren't human rights issues, a stop order would never have been issued. The court predates the EU and as such is separate, and Brexit has no bearing on it at all. Now, the hard-right Tories might be imploding with rage over this. The bigots and racists of society might be screaming into their cornflakes this morning. That pretty pissed-off Priti Patel is simply planning the next flight, still intent on wasting hundreds of thousands of pounds in public funding. But there are lawyers who still believe in human rights in the UK, and they're just as ready to step in once again to stop her, and she must be stopped. To walk away from the Human Rights Convention, as some fear Johnson may be prepared to do, would be to piss all over one of the more positive legacies of his apparent hero, Churchill. Any comparison between the two would rest firmly on all the bad bits. Frankly, Johnson has never yet shown himself to have any good points. But it's not just a case of walking away, because the consequences are huge and potentially catastrophic for all of us. For a start, it would basically be a declaration that we've become a rogue state. We'd be in the same bracket as Russia, the only other country to leave the convention, and they were expelled in March over its war in Ukraine. Johnson would be pulling a Putin just so he could deport refugees. If we did leave, your right to privacy would be gone. Your right to free speech and free thought would be gone. Your right to free trial, freedom from torture, slavery, and forced labor would be gone. Your right to an education, your right to assembly, your right to marry and start a family, all are enshrined in this act. More than that, though, the convention has to be secured in all legislation we've created ever since joining. Everything from the Good Friday Agreement to your employment rights to this deportation plan have to include it, and this is why it's failed. There are legitimate human rights concerns where it comes to Rwanda. These have not been satisfied, and this is why this policy, in its current form, will keep failing at our expense. Are the Tories so determined to make this happen, we'd all be stripped of the most basic of rights? And would you let them do it to you?